I am Keno still. Nickel will be joining us briefly. And I think a lot of the analyst desk points were really well thought out there, especially with the team comp. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Take the Lantern does differently with the team comp for this next game, because there wasn't much in the way of CC, there wasn't much in the way of tankiness, there wasn't much in the way of AoE damage. Um, all very important things for any League of Legends game, but especially when you're up against a team that is as consistently powerful as Northern Storm. So, of course, everyone knows my favorite part of the games is the pick ban phase after a team has lost or won, seeing what kind of adjustments they try to make. And we immediately see Take the Lantern banning out Jarvan and Zoe. So we see who they saw was part of the problem for them in the last game. We'll see if they decide to keep doing targeted bans against the previous setup, or if they try to do something else here with their last ban of the first set. But yeah, this is our second game, as they said. We'll be hopefully moving on to a game 3 should Take the Lantern do what seems to be the impossible and take a game off of Northern Storm. Let's see what this last ban is.
Not a problem.
Misfortune. Alright, so that is a ban that we saw in the last game. So, nothing quite too different or surprising, I should say. I'm not sure if I'd be so scared of the Jarvan. But Jarvan, of course, is a great creator of plays with his ultimate trapping people, his CC from his knockups, ability to just get over walls to escape as well. Frankly, I would have banned the Galio if I were them, because Galio was doing a lot to them in the top lane, but Shaken Not Stirred has a lot of top laners to pick from. Alright, so we get a Tristana pick first. Assuming that's not a top lane Tristana, it looks like they'll be mixing up the bans a little bit, or the picks rather, a little bit, rather than the nice and neat everyone picking their own role. Varus does manage to get through. Interesting, they're more scared of the Misfortune than the Varus, but we'll see if how that turns out on them. We'll see if Fat Lee grabs a jungler right away or not. Obviously, a lot of junglers there. Ooh, grabbing the Veigar, also one of Kokoro's favorite mid laners, as they were mentioning in game 1 there.
Well, after Zoe, you're just still going to go strong in the mid lane. You might as well go with Veigar, right?
Right, absolutely. And I mean, another reason why I was a little surprised that they decided to ban out the Jarvan and the Misfortune, rather than taking advantage of the fact that you could take out the Veigar as well. Or rather, another reason why I'm surprised they took the Tristana first. But, you know, well, I'm sure they have a game plan. Already we see a little bit more tankiness from the Olaf.
Yeah, and it looks like, I'm interested. Do you think that's an Olaf top or an Olaf jungle?
Well, I would guess it's probably a top. Maybe top Olaf Maokai jungle. I could see that happening. But, you know, once again, we see CC coming out of them as well. So
yeah, looks like they heard heard us on the analyst desk or something. Well,
that's
cheating, guys. You can't do that.
All right.
Mumu.
Yeah, Mumu. That's definitely a change of pace. Helping out with the tank for Northern Storm as well. Maybe Shaken will go somewhere a little squishier.
Interesting.
Yeah, taking out the Kled, very good there. And Anivia, of course, because there still hasn't been a mid lane pick for Take the Lantern. Anivia would be a great pick in terms of her CC all around.
Blitzcrank for the final ban from Northern Storm. Interesting. And yeah, no one wants to deal with that Kled split push, man. That's nobody wants to deal with that.
Alright, we'll see what the final ban here is. Most likely a top laner or a support.
Yeah.
Or alright. Reasonable.
That's a safe ban.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a strong top laner. Be interested to see if we see someone like Scion get picked, or Lowy.
Like you said, I wonder if he's going to pick somebody a little bit more squishier for the top lane.
Lowy, there it is.
You called it.
Alright, so not very squishy, and definitely someone that people are not necessarily used to playing against.
No. No one wants to deal with tentacles in their life.
So we'll see what the support pick and mid lane pick is here. Unless it's a support Maokai, stranger things have happened.
Support Teemo, let's go. God damn it. I was waiting for the day that Teemo was gonna get in here. Ah, man.
Alright, so there's 3 potential top laners currently.
Yeah. Is that right?
I mean, not that it necessarily matters anymore since Lowy has been locked in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
coming through.
I'm liking Take the Lanterns team a lot more this time. They have a lot more team affecting ultimates. They have a lot more CC coming off the Nami, coming off the Maokai, coming off the blind from the Teemo. Definitely a lot they can get done.
Targ jungle, let's go, guys. It's happening.
All right, we'll wait for the players to shuffle their roles a little bit, and then we will hop over to the analyst desk. You got any thoughts about this before we hop over there, Nickel?
Well, like what we were saying, I mean, I'm starting to like Take the Lanterns team comp a little bit more. Like you said, they have a little bit more CC, and it's just overall better team comp is what I'd say. Northern Storm is probably not going to have such an easy game that they had last game, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see if the analysts agree with you and hop over there right now. All right, analyst desk. We think that this team comp looks a little bit better for Take the Lantern. What do you guys think?
I think it's certainly worth discussing. Looking at these comps, gentlemen, there's some exciting changes that have happened. We see definitely more of an aggressive choice from Team Take the Lantern. What are your thoughts? Let's start with you, CB.
I think it'll be huge to see if that Teemo pick works out in mid lane. Kokoro was the star of the show last game, and he off the Teemo against the Vigor. That'd be incredible. But also, stopping the Ilawi top lane might be something to keep in mind.
I think it's going to be one of the highlights of the match. Your thoughts, Alonzi?
Me too. I hope this is what does it. Oh fuck.
Alonzi, you with us?
Oh, he got me. Nice. Kelly kicks his ass.
All right, there we go. So look at the comps right now. I mean, Northern Storm. I mean, you've got a Varus ult that can lock people down if you match it up with an Amumu ult. They're stuck where they are, especially a Veigar. And then Tark already got his invincibility and Alawi. If you can get them all like a 5-man combo, should just her tentacles will just destroy them. But then again, looking again at Nami, Tristana, and both Maokai, they've got a good disengage to battle with that, but at the same time, a good engage. I'm not sure how I feel about the Teemo pick, though. I mean, he's got a good blind. It might be good for Tristana to clean things up late game, but this will be an interesting game for sure.
I can't agree more. I want to talk a little bit more in depth about this top lane matchup. We've got Alawi going into Maokai. Maokai does have that incredible stop potential, very tanky, while Alawi is just such an incredible duelist. In the late game, she's able to just go in 1v5. What do you think we can expect from these top laners? Let's start with UCB.
It's not what I'd really expect from the top laners as what I'd expect from the junglers. I think we're going to see a lot of ganks top lane this game, just to combat maybe a little bit of what that Alawi can do. And
Fight him.
Yeah, that might be key. Otherwise,
We can still kill him.
I'd like to see if Gotta Get Lucky can do anything to compete with that Alawi.
Save that one.
I agree. I think it's going to take some major rotation from our junglers to make sure that this doesn't get out of hand in the top lane. Alonzi, with the matchups that we see right now, let's jump down to the bot lane. Tristana Nami and Tavares Tarek. What do you think we can expect with this healing / stun knockup that both teams seem to have? Hyper aggression. What do you think we're going to see?
Well, I think it all comes into when the abilities are used. So let's say Nami lands her bubble and then Tristana ends up going in and attacks. I mean, Tarek could technically, if he lands their skill shots based on their position, they could stop it. But Tristana can just rocket jump back in and then get the proc on her W to the point where like it goes off. But then at the same time, I mean, Tark, if he's maxing his Q, which is his heal, he should be able to battle that damage burst. So it's just going to come down to basically who's got the better initiation here.
I cannot agree more. I am so excited for this game. Kinos, thank you for throwing it to us. I want to give it back to you. Good job casting. I can't wait to hear the rest of it.
All right, thanks for that analysis, and we'll head back to the caster's booth right now. All right, so moving into this second game, skin analysis.
Maokai, man. Neon. Okay.
Marauder
No,
Olaf
not
also. I don't know, I think I got to give this one to take the lantern.
And little devil Timo, he is a freaking devil. And I almost swore very heavily, but I controlled my aggression, guys. Give me props.
We're all very proud of you.
Don't sound like it.
All right, so as they said, definitely will be interesting to see how some of these matchups work out. Bot lane, mid lane, the Teemo especially. We'll have to see if Yuge is confident in his ability to shut down Kokoro.
Got that right. Just see. And he did, like, we do have a Tark with ult that can make everybody vulnerable, yeah, but I don't know. One thing that was interesting I kind of missed was Nami took Ignite, so maybe they're going to try for some early aggression to try to confirm kills. It looks like we got Maokai and somebody... Nope, he's good. Alright.
Yeah, I mean, Ignite is definitely useful on Nami because when you have the characters knocked up like that, you can just kind of ignite them and run away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's why I'm wondering if they're going to go for some early aggression to try to confirm more kills with that, because as we know late game, that Ignite is more useful on people. Gosh, my brain is not with me today. Bottom line, I just feel like that they're going to be playing a little bit more aggressive. That might not be true, but we'll have to see. Looks like they're just being more careful of invades this time around, just trying to get some vision in enemy jungle and just going back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not as many invasive wards from Northern Storm this time.
Yeah, no first blood for Kokoro this time. He did get it last game, didn't he, with the Zoe?
Yes, I believe he did.
Yeah.
Though that wasn't like in the first 20 seconds.
Nope. Don't know.
All right, so we'll see how this all of these lanes kind of go. Obviously, Alawi is an interesting character to go up against. We'll see how the Maokai handles that. And obviously, there's a lot more gank potential coming out of Fat Lee this time because there's a lot more potential to reach out and make something happen as opposed to the Jarvan.
Mm-hmm. You got that right. Interesting. I mean, like I said, like CB said, we might see a little bit more out of the junglers this time, especially in the top lane. Although Alawi is no pushover when it comes to the top, I feel like they gotta get lucky. It's gonna have a little bit of trouble with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll have to see how Maokai's passive abilities help him out. Teemo already getting a lot of poke on him. We'll see if
As Teemo's usually do.
Yeah, see if we're able to turn that around. Let's get the mushrooms out and all that good stuff. Also a lot of poke being dealt to Varus. So Varus may end up getting forced back a little bit early.
Yeah, Nami was able to get a lot of damage on him. That was... And here comes a gank already. I'm not sure if anything burns the flash. You did your job, Menards.
Yeah, a lot of good stuns there. I mean, that's one of the great things about Maokai is that he does have a whole pile of CC that he can lay down on anyone. Ganks coming in, ganks being opposed. Menards once again kind of sticking around for a little bit. Head back. Alright. And Fat Lee also sticking around. But looks as though lane's pushed enough.
And we saw last game, he had patience. Depends on what you use that patience for, though, man. Come on.
Yeah. Alright, so a little bit of invade coming here out of Lee. Mostly looks like just using it to loop around behind the Nami and the Trist, who are slightly backing up. Probably not enough, though. Veigar gets spotted here, hopefully they can get out. We'll see, trying to close in on the Nami. Nami gets caught. He does not get stunned, but still manages to get taken out.
First blood going to Port Swimmer.
Teemo pushing lane to try to take advantage of this.
Not sure what they're going for here. A
Lot
lot of pinging going on here.
Yeah, definitely a lot of pings. A lot of damage coming down on Gotta Get Lucky. Definitely nothing that can't be healed out of, especially because he still has both his health pots as well.
Yep, got that right. That's kind of what I figured from Shaken and Zalawi. I mean, I feel like that his damage output is, especially early, is going to be a little bit better than Gotta Get Lucky. Although he's been doing a very good job of just keeping in lane and actually being pretty much on par with Shaken's boat.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see that he's managing to survive a little bit better, but obviously it's still early and it's two tanks hitting each other currently, so we'll see how the damage ramps up as we go on. Lowy almost up to 1,000 gold.
Wet tentacles, as some would say.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this lane now is going to shape up for the bot lane here for Take the Lantern. That first blood gold is really huge on ADC.
Huge. You might want to watch out here going against a Vigar.
Vigar with no mana, to be fair.
Oh, that's true. He's going to go back.
32 stacks on that Vigar. A lot of good damage coming out on the Taric, but Taric is extremely durable.
P3, good job with those bubbles, man. Able to get some heavy damage on them too. Yeah, they're gonna play more defensively now.
Yeah, probably should put a ward or two behind them in the tri-bush as well.
Especially with the way when Arts was playing last game, he was definitely hungry for some ganks. It's like that they're be fine with the dragon for now.
Another early dragon, once again Cloud Drake as well. Or not Cloud, no that is Cloud.
Yeah, that's Cloud.
Alright, so another early Cloud Drake there for Menards. Got a little more help this time than he did last time.
Yeah. Well, as Olaf this time, he probably needed it.
Yeah, and I mean Olaf, of course, really glad to have that extra little bit of movement speed. So,
yep.
Not a bad pickup. Teemo too. We'll get Teemo's evil laugh to completion just once. For all you fans out there of Teemo. I'm sure there's at least one.
No, there's not any of them.
Alright, so Maokai trying to clear out some of the tentacles. Managing to pick up some free gold for that. Amumu giving Kokoro blue buff. Nice helpful jungler there.
Well, Arts is getting pretty low from that red buff there. Oh boy. Might have seen a creep kill somebody in this game. No, he was able to get away from it.
Alright, looking at the gold, just I managed to get home with 1,700. See what she picks up. These are basic items. Finally, we'll end up having some gold to compete against Varus' kit.
Just basic ADC things. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Teemo is doing mostly defensive mushrooms. We'll see.
Not trolling us yet.
Yeah, we'll see how the some of the offensive work goes for him later. We should just see how well a squishy character like Vagar lasts once he runs into 3 or 4 mushrooms.
Probably not long. To be honest.
Almost snipes the Olaf. Might still try to. I think Olaf should be able to survive at least the initial volley. Especially with that really good job smiting there. Probably went to survive if he hadn't smited.
Yeah.
Does smite, does pop ult, does get away.
Yeah, that's gotta be annoying though. Now he's gotta go back again already. Although
Yeah.
Vagar are able to get some good damage off of that team on his way back.
And now we're starting to see a little bit more of that really good ward placement coming out of Northern Storm. All that forcing the Olaf to go back, all because they put some wards in the enemy jungle. That teleport's getting predicted.
Nicely done. Might see Timo go down, although Olaf coming in.
Oh!
Nice flash. Fat Lee's gonna go down instead.
And Yuge gets away with less than 9 hit points. It's a new record. Oh, only Devil Timo.
Dirty Timo. Okay. Kokoro, you.
Alright, we're in a little bit of trouble here.
Not
Olaf
sure if
moving
that's
in.
bravery.
Ooh, good flash to avoid that axe. But Olaf doesn't care. He positions himself perfectly for that shrew. Great job by Menards closing that out.
Man.
Might
Thought
try to
he
go
would've
for
been
more. Nope.
Nah.
Alright, so Take the Lantern is showing some of their early game prowess here. They've done it before where they've really done well in the early game and they just kind of start losing their footing. Let's see if they can keep it for this game, especially considering how much is on the line.
We do have Olaf coming up top trying to give some help to... Okay, although more of just trying to get rid of Vision, looks like.
Yeah, I think there was a hope to get in there if the Maokai ult had landed, but unfortunately it missed. And was a little too slow besides. Okay. Now Menard's trying to solo the Rift Herald.
Nice ult from Nami. Though Oceanic is just going to come back with his ult. Do have Huge coming down.
Yeah, it's always rough when there's an invincible button.
Yep.
Alright, so
Timo waiting,
Yeah.
trying to figure something here. Puts down a cheeky shroom.
Olaf's in trouble, should probably get out of there. Manages to avoid everything. We'll see who's gonna get this. Blue team does
Got
manage
it.
to get it. He may not get the Rift Herald though, he's leaving it there. Maokai's coming to get it. Hopefully Maokai manages to snag it. He does.
He snags it, but is he going to get out? Nice flash.
Yeah, good time on that flash. May still get stunned though, he's moving pretty slow. Ooh, just barely.
And Fat Lee's having some terrible trouble against that Timo in mid lane. Oh man. He is able to get away though.
Alright, so Olaf goes down, but they do manage to keep the Rift Herald, so good pickup also for Take the Lantern.
Or you get some heavy tower damage on the bot lane here.
Checking out the gold. If Triss goes back now, she'll have about 1,500. Not a bad thing for an ADC to go home with.
Yep.
Timo taking a lot of damage from that Veigar. Veigar now at 82 stacks.
Yeah, he's starting to get dangerous. We're starting to see the damage come from Veigar. Timo's gonna have a rough time now.
A lot more
Still
defensive.
putting down. I was just gonna say, he's still putting down those defensive shrooms. Not really trying to get some damage off.
Yeah, I mean he only just got back into lane though, so yeah, there's one that's a little more offensive. Though that's probably more just for farming than anything else. Does drop a ward there on the Ocean Drake. Does come up, which Lee and Oceanic is trying to go on. Once again, the wards are doing a lot of really good work there for Northern Storm. Good heal, good ultimate, does manage to catch the Taric and the Amumu. Here we go. Alright, so I managed to get the Amumu. Oh, amazing teleport coming in from the Maokai to root both characters. Varus flashes. May not matter. I don't know how much damage Maokai thinks. Nope, not that much. Okay.
Not that much.
But yeah, really good job picking up 2 kills. Rift Herald coming down as well, so that's going to be a tower and most likely Cloud Drake. Kokoro does manage to secure first tower though in mid.
Man.
Alright, so really impressive start here for Take the Lantern, though ironically they are still down in gold.
They did get mid tower down, and they are going to get top tower down too, while he's doing work.
Yeah, some damage on it at least. I don't think the Herald will be able to finish it. Good bubble though. Alright, wisely falling back. Maokai could be in a little bit of trouble if they wanted to do something to him. Yeah. Alright, so second turret also goes down thanks to Shaken's very aggressive pushing.
Yep. Looks like that we're gonna have everybody reset now. Now they're starting to get into man, those two mushrooms. Now we're starting to get into a little bit more mid-game here. Let's see what they're gonna do. So just to reset for now. Port Swimmer, are you just waiting there, bud? What's going on, man?
Oh, there's your answer.
I did not call that. Did not mean to call that.
I think we might actually have to get a photo finish on that Teemo that I called out, because for having the lowest hit points. Because lowest hit point record is 5, and I think with Teemo's regeneration, he got lower than that.
Mm-hmm.
But may have to go and check the instant replay cam later.
Yeah.
Just to confirm, and I think I will do that once we're done this evening, just to make sure. Alright, so looking at the state of this game right now, we're seeing, you know, some classic take the lantern play, where they get out to an early lead, they've gotten 2 dragons, Rift Herald, 4 kills. And if it were any other team, I'd say they're in a really commanding position, but Take the Lantern has had positions like this before and kind of dropped the ball a little bit. Are you seeing anything here that makes you think they're going to change their ways and maintain this momentum?
Well, that is typical Take the Lantern, yes. I feel like that they're... It's kind of hard, because Take the Lantern, they were able to get that bot tower pretty good, but then Northern Storm was able to get mid and top, so I feel like that they're a little bit better for it, but we're just going to have to see what they do with it. Again, it's a little bit hard to say, because they do have somewhat of a, not too much of a lead. They're kind of just going even right now, but they do have a little bit better for it, I think, anyways.
Alright. It also seems as though something really worth pointing out is that Shaken hasn't really gotten involved in many fights yet. Maokai has rotated a couple of times, most notably to get the Rift Herald and to help out in that fight in the bot lane. But when your top laner isn't really involved in fights for a while, it's hard to say at what position your team is actually in. And I think once Shaken gets involved, it may swing things back for Northern Storm's way, but we'll have to see how that goes. Might be heading in for a bit of a fight here in the mid lane. Let's see what's going to happen. Really great knock up there by the Nami, protecting the Veigar, but Olaf's going after him. Fight's still going on here. A lot of tentacles coming in. Manages to pick off the Victor, but at what cost? Teemo does go down. Menards manages to go down against Fat Lee, unfortunately for him. Good tankiness there by the Maokai, though, managing to protect himself. Gets Tests of Faith, but doesn't seem to care. Just going to have to avoid some of those tentacle spawns for the next couple of seconds. For his benefit, may want to go back. Alright, so far it's turned into a 1 for 2. We'll see how it keeps going. A lot of hits going down the Lowy from the turret shot right now. Got a lot of turret aggro. Turret is probably going to end up going down. Triss doesn't necessarily seem to have a lot of the damage output she needs at this point. So they get the turret and back off, 1 to 2, and a turret definitely going in favor of Northern Storm there. Lowy heads back. Definitely worked out for them there. This will be one of those times where you jump back to the instant replay, but I think once again what happened there is the Lowy did manage to come in and actually assert her presence. We saw a lot of tentacles coming out in really short order, no doubt landed a very good ultimate on the team members that were surrounding her. And that just, you know, shows the power of when your top laner finally just shows up and starts getting involved in more fights. Not to say that Shaken's been doing necessarily a bad job, just saying it's a fact of life that when your top laner isn't involved in fights, it's hard to say who's in the lead and who isn't. So, about a 2k gold lead right now in favor of Northern Storm. Obviously, all of that is very much in the form of the towers. Got to get lucky, slowed. Did lose the test of faith, so we'll end up getting attacked by those tentacles. But seems content dealing with them on his own. Can't turn down that 5 gold at a time. That adds up. Not enough to keep him ahead of Lowy, but still adds up. Bernard's is doing actually a really great job this game. It has to be said. Locking down the Vagar. Not necessarily making plays that get them ahead, but at least plays that keep them even. Might end up taking too many tower shots here, though, especially because of Amumu's ultimate. Does manage to get away from there.
A lot is happening, jeez.
Yeah, Varus in a lot of trouble. Good job by the Nami taking him out, but it looks as though Tarek might be able to finish it off. If she keeps moving, she should be fine. Yep, looks like she should be fine.
Yeah, nice bubble there.
Bernard's is healed up by quite a bit. Gonna probably lock down this Amumu quite easily unless the Tarek comes to help. Good stun. Gotta be said, good stun. Good bubble. Amumu runs for it. Tarek does flash for it.
Oh, man.
Oh!
Nice axe there.
Yes,
Jeez.
that was a quarterback axe right there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Menard's doing a lot of work this game. It's great to see Olaf. One of his first appearances in the LCUS, if I'm not mistaken. Just making a grand showing of it.
Yeah, man. Jeez. Wish I can try and... I was gonna say trying to set up for Dragon maybe, but nah.
Could be.
Yeah.
Kokoro's gonna try to solo Dragon. No, very soon to help.
Laser beams against fire. Who would win? Come on.
Alright. So we're seeing that the lack of ward coverage hurting significantly here on Take the Lantern.
Yeah. I mean, that's just something that they gotta work on here, especially against a team like Northern Storm. I mean, they're doing so well because of their ward coverage, and it's time and time again, it's been helping them out, and probably what's been winning them so many games.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it at least 3 times in this game, where they've had really good plays made simply because they've had really good ward coverage. There's a 5-man bot lane right now. Nami was trying to come in and help. Olaf is here. Hopefully not going to try to solo the whole team. It doesn't. Teemo's doing some good split pushing, though. Both of Take the Lantern's team clearing ults have been used. So they aren't going to have a lot of the big knockups, a lot of the big stuns. But Teemo is completely uncontested in this push that he's doing. We'll see how well it works out for him. Good job pushing the Nunu back. This is a fight under tower I don't think Northern Storm necessarily wants.
Well, that Tarek ult was able to get some damage off of them. And we have Teemo just having free reign over top lane here.
Yeah, definitely. Olaf trying to make something happen again, but unfortunately blew his ult earlier, so he's not immune to CC. However, this Varus is taking a lot of damage. 1 for 1 there. Good counterplay by the Vagar. Mumu is trying to do his own counter push. Teleport finally coming out of the Lowy, leaving the rest of her team behind. This is when one of those team knock-up ults would be really good, but unfortunately they're both used under tower. I think this should be the end. Menards better fall back there. Yeah, good. Alright, so teleport's blown to stop both split pushes, but Teemo definitely helped his team get ahead there. Literally ahead there. They're up now by, barely 1,000 gold.
Yeah, you got that right. Smart play from him, especially with everybody being so distracted there, and also to get some cheeky shrooms on the lane as he was going, it looks like.
Yeah, definitely getting some farm, definitely doing a lot of damage to Lowy from that. Hopefully it'll keep working for him. I mean, those are the kind of smart heads-up plays we kind of want to see out of Take the Lantern here.
Got that right. Poor Shaken. Almost hits the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gotta be annoying.
A lot of good pushes coming out of there, and
Salsa, very patient here.
we'll see if she manages to pull it off. Looks like she will. Got a lot of that early damage
Gonna
off
get some
on.
help too.
Yeah.
You
Good job
gets
by
the kill.
Teemo helping out there, though it does steal the kill.
Yeah. Yeah, kills for kill. Come on.
Yeah. Good to see the Tristana get a kill and manage to survive off it as well. Last 2 kills she's been involved in, she's gotten picked off.
Mm-hmm.
That is the nice thing about catching out Varus's, though, is that a lot of their damage does come from those charge shots, so you prevent it from being able to do the charge shots, and you're in pretty good shape, especially if you're a Tristana who can do those fancy dodges to avoid them.
Right. Exactly. Oh, it looks like the Take the Lantern is in a better place than they were last game. I feel like this team comp is helping them tremendously.
Yeah, it can't be understated how well this team comp is doing for him.
Yep.
Hopefully it'll keep rolling as they get into late game. Speaking of late game, Vhagar is at 158 stacks, so he's very quickly building his delete button.
Mm-hmm.
Teemo doing more split pushing.
Just Teemo things.
I mean, I think this is actually really good for them to do this, because considering that split pushing has really been a thing Northern Storm has done very well with, the fact that they feel confident enough to split push on their own shows just how, oh, they could really get this Vhagar right here.
Flash blown.
Flash,
Knock up from
ult,
Nami.
stun,
Gets deleted.
knockback. Great job there. Probably don't want to dive too deep there, Menards. There's an invincible button. Alright, everyone's diving. Who cares that you're under a very angry turret and fighting tanks? Not Olaf, I can tell you that.
He's a tank himself. He's totally fine.
Yeah. Alright, so really good job there. 2 kills, 1 death. But, of course, it's, as you said, support doing support things.
Mm-hmm.
And good rotation by the Teemo there to help, and Teemo now just heads right back to bot lane to split push some more. He doesn't care.
We don't care. We don't give a shit.
It's 3x3. It's 3x3 in the mid lane. He doesn't even need to be there.
Nah. We have Olaf. It's fine.
Yeah, Olaf get really angry, but does get picked off.
Gotta get lucky. He's probably gonna get. Yup. There he goes.
Yeah, a little bit of underestimating the damage that Varus can put out.
Right. I mean, it's interesting that they didn't go more for the Varus there too. They were going for the tanks, it looked like, more so.
Yeah, it really did. I think that was just a little bit more tunnel vision. The tank is weaker. Let's hit the tank.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go after Baron here. I'm not sure that's the best idea. Oh, now that Amumu's there, it is. And I
mean, with the Take the Lantern being pushed so far up, and Aloy just doing a good job of keeping him there, Vhagar also coming in to help. I feel like this is a pretty safe Baron. I mean, it's already pretty much done.
Yeah, it looks like they're predicting it, but don't manage to get it. And we do see the ward coverage once again hurting Take the Lantern.
Yep.
Because they didn't spot that out. They just had instinct, and by the time they had instinct, it was too late.
Yep.
Yeah. And there is a Cloud Drake here. Should Northern Storm manage to take that, they'll be tied in terms of dragons.
They're trying to position for it. I don't know if they're gonna want that, especially when they have Baron buff.
Well, I mean, it's a good way to force a team fight, which I do believe, despite the early lead. Ooh, great knockup though. Ult comes
Unable
down.
to do anything about it though. Nard is. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the water clone was him.
Alright, so we do have the Maokai going in pretty deep there. Lots of tests of fates. There's a lot of tentacles everywhere. And that's really causing a problem there for Take the Lantern. Yeah, Menard's in a lot of trouble here. Should be able to get away though.
Yeah.
Alright,
And
so
they do get the dragon for it.
yeah, so unfortunately a nothing for 2 there in favor of Northern Storm. Good Shroom
kind of-
though. I mean, Shroom dealing half damage to your opponent's AP character is not bad.
It's gotta feel good. I wouldn't know.
Menard's taking a
This
lot
is
of
kind
damage.
of what I was saying, is that Team Take the Lantern did have what they should have taken for it. Oh boy. Yeah, Kokoro is not a force to be reckoned with, right? God, that damage. I can't even finish my sentences.
Yeah, almost 200 stacks. Do manage to close him out though. 1 for 1 there.
Yeah. I can't even remember what I was gonna say after watching that.
I think it's. No, go ahead.
go.
If you have your thought, go for it.
It was just a little bit of before, like Team Take the Lantern definitely had what they needed to keep going with their lead that they were starting to get. But it's just like they just fell flat on their face. I mean, they were getting picked off. They're losing team fights, although now they're starting to kind of get some momentum back. But I don't know if it's going to be enough for them, especially with Northern Storm having their ward coverage, able to see where they are.
Yeah.
And Baron buff.
I mean, it's ward coverage, and it's also objective control at this point, because they have, not only do they not have much in the way of ward coverage, they have almost nothing on the objectives. So they lost Baron, which caused them to lose that Ocean Drake, and of course then Baron helped take a couple more towers. That being said, this game isn't anywhere near over yet.
No.
Olaf, they can't, you can't ignore how well Menards is doing on Olaf, as we've said several times. 6, 3, and 5. Especially compared to like Vhagar, who is 6, 5, and 3. But the longer the game goes, the stronger the Vhagar is going to get. I think they definitely need to start focusing a little bit more on finding the Vhagar, securing the Vhagar, and not taking for granted the fact that they do have the lead that they have. Or had, I should say. But I mean, this turret is very close to death here at the inhibitor. 94 health. But yeah, I mean, I really liked what we were seeing out of Take the Land in this game, and just once the Baron happened, the rest of it kind of fell to pieces. Not to sound...
Like they're gonna... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, not to sound defeatist or anything of their chances, but I think that if Northern Storm does manage to take this game, whoever ends up playing against them needs to just keep the wards in mind and either have someone dedicated to clearing them or be dedicated to placing your own.
Yep.
Really good redemption comes down, does manage to take out the Varus, and we're going for more. They could do a lot with this. There's only 2 people left, and they're both really slow. Alright, so they traded Menards for 3, 4 technically there, and they should be able to get at least 1 tower off of this. Long respawn timers. No minions to help though, but you got tanks finally, so you can do some work with that.
Yep.
Alright, so they do manage to take that one down. Fat Lee's sticking around. Fat Lee and Lowy could actually do some work here. We'll see where it goes.
This is the bubble.
Yeah, I don't know
that's not gonna matter.
I don't know if Amumu was wise doing that.
No.
They were already
I don't
taking
think
tower
so.
aggro. You weren't stopping them with scaring them with tower aggro.
Yep.
But it's fine. I think they should back up here though. I think they're pushing their luck at this point. You're missing your highest damage dealer. Okay, good. And the shrooms covering the escape.
This was a little bit. This was a good game here. We're seeing a lot more even now. Pretty much everybody is just up to the tier 1, tier 3 towers. Excuse me. And it's just, really, it's going to come down to like if either team can get some picks off where they can get a little bit of advantage, because they both have some good split pushing potential. Or if we get one good team fight where there's an ace or just about 3-4 kills, I feel like that might be maybe not game, but it's definitely going to be very close at that point.
Yeah, and I think that's how Take the Lantern was able to secure that lead in this last couple of minutes, is just because Shaken was split pushing and got picked off pretty easily thanks to the damage coming out of the Olaf. And then she wasn't present for the fight, and they just kind of fell apart without their, one of their tankiest tank, and also a very good applier of CC and damage.
You got that right.
So we just need to see, especially with this Baron coming up again, which they're definitely setting up for. We need to see how Take the Lantern responds to this. All their lanes are relatively good. They should be able to leave their lanes and help out, though Olaf is really out of position right now. Now Kai gets caught. That's gonna hurt them. Yeah. And again, they saw that Maokai was caught out of position because of good ward coverage.
Yep. Got that right.
Alright, so we'll see how quickly they start this Baron. Ooh, they might catch this Lowy. That would really help even the scales out. Flash burned. They do test the spirit on Olaf. Olaf probably shouldn't care too much. Good ult, but they have no follow-up on the ults. Some of the Nami ults have been kind of interesting in this game. More using it just for, more just like using it as a spell than something to initiate with.
Right. Just kind of something to push them off, or just to get some damage off on them. Nothing really to, like you said, nothing to initiate. And we're not going to have that ult to try to snipe the Baron away, although we have Teemo's soloing Dragon there.
Yeah. Rather than trying to fight, Olaf just rushes headfirst in. That Nami ult would be really good right here. Get a Maokai ult in exchange for it. Veigar caught out. Does pop a good invincibility there. Gotta get lucky, he's in a lot of trouble. Good job by the Olaf. Good falling retreat there. Tristana picked off, unfortunately. Yeah, really missing that. Well, okay, so Teemo's running away because he got no health.
Yeah.
Oh, but he gets to get picked off. Good job with those mushrooms, Teemo.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Alright, so now it's a 3v3. Nami should head home right now. Looks like she's
We
walking
have
around.
some more mushrooms, too. For
Yeah, there's a lot of mushrooms here. Fat Lee's in a lot of trouble, and Olaf can smell it.
Yep.
Well, Menard's taking a lot of damage from that Test of Spirit. There's the Nami ult again, but Menard's is too low to really do much with it. Teemo coming in with the high damage. They should be able to get an ace here. Good job by...
Here we go.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
All right.
This might be what they needed.
Right, and Baron means nothing now.
Mm-hmm. Got that right.
So really great job by Take the Lantern here.
Nicely done by them, although we do have Varus back, and we do have more... Teemo, what were you doing there, guy? Oh, man.
Poor Teemo.
But yeah, everybody's going to be coming back pretty quickly now.
Yeah, they should back off. Throw some wards in that jungle, guys. You're in there. Do something with it.
They're just going to take over some...
Yeah, they aren't taking advantage of the fact that they've got an empty jungle here.
Yeah, just trying to take some creeps and then get out of there.
And the wards they have placed, let's look at the wards they have placed. There's 2 in the mid, 3 in the mid.
3 in the mid, yeah.
Just all kind
1
of...
in the river.
Right. all lined here. These 3 wards could have been anywhere else.
And Oceanic Abyss is just gonna clear them out.
Right.
Well, one of them out at least.
You have one of them out. Because he's like, he's thinking, oh my god, they could put wards in here. Nope.
Nah, you guys are fine.
Don't you know who you're playing against, guys? Come on. No, it's fine. But in all seriousness, really good job, Take the Land, sticking in there, winning the fights that they have won, making good use of their team ultimates. Though I would like to see Nami hold on to her wave when she actually has follow up.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that if they had a little bit more, if she would able to hold it up for a little bit longer, especially with Olaf and Tristana, and Teemo help, we could see some great damage if they were able to focus on one champion. I feel like that they could just go and delete the entire team if they wanted to, and also having a good Nami ult.
It looks like Shaken ran into a Teemo mushroom here, so they could have closed in on her pretty easily, but because they were interrupting her teleports. Let's take a look at the gold here. All right, a lot of good gold showings by quite a few people. Olaf, of course, leading in the pack with 16.3. Veigar right behind him at almost 16.3 as well. And most everyone else in the 15s and 14s except for the supports and Maokai. Speaking of Veigar, stacks are now at 286. So
Jeez.
Veigar just keeps getting bigger. It's not going to end. I'm sure that ticking clock is in the back of Take the Lantern's mind somewhere.
You got that right.
Elder
They're gonna
Drake
wanna
spawning in
try.
2 minutes.
They're gonna want to try to get some picks or some deaths off this here.
It's a lot of damage that gets dealt by Test of Spirit. They gotta look out for that.
Yeah. Yeah, Eloise, no pushover.
All right, so just a big push. Teemo is split pushing, so this is a 5v4 right now. Wave does come up again, more of a block than anything else. Alt does come down there by the Amumu, but doesn't really do anything either. Inhibitor goes down, a lot of damage being dealt to Menards, but he's tanking it like a champ. And Teemo takes the inhibitor off as well and is now teleporting home.
Yeah, gotta help out your team sometime. That.
Alright, Triss gets taken down, but Amumu's in a lot of trouble. Here comes Teemo. Double kill now. Teemo holding back may have been what leads to part of the problem here. Yeah. This could be the end of the game right here. We'll have to see how it goes. It is worth noting Olaf is still alive. Nami is still alive as well, but all of Northern Storm is still alive. Turret is still up. Chasing that Varus. There goes that damage focus we were hoping to see out of the Olaf, but Olaf is now fighting a 3v1. Who all is left? Just Nami. And that is it. Wow.
Jeez Louise. Man.
Yeah, that's one of those times where split pushing is hard to decide if it's worth it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that Huge did that. He wasn't thinking clearly with that one. I mean, he was able to get the tower and the inhibitor from it, but at what cost? That definitely probably would have been better to be back home fighting with everybody.
For sure. Well, let's hop over to the analyst desk and see what their response be. They should have caught up to the broadcast by now. Alright, hey guys, let's get some immediate reaction from the end of that last game.
I could not be any farther on the edge of my seat without sitting in the floor. That was an incredible game from both teams. I'm so excited to hear what our analysts have to say. I want to start off talking in the mid lane. That was the unconventional huge pick of Teemo versus Kokoro on Vigar. Tell me, CB, what are your thoughts?
I think that Teemo was played extremely well. Surprised me for sure. It just came down to the point where the Vigarg had so many stacks, and when you do over 2k damage with your ult, that's hard to come and so very good showing from the Teemo, but the Vigarg just had the advantage at the end.
Wonderful. Alonzi, talk to me about this bot lane matchup. Things went very even at the beginning of the game. What do you think was the real turning point?
Well, Kendall said it best, I think. He described it really well when it comes to Northern Storm's gameplay. They come out of the gates really strong. They try to get that first tower. They try to get the first kill. They try to get, the first Baron or Rift Herald. They kind of basically jam their attack down their enemy's throat. Like, that's what they do best. But due to basically the slow comp that basically, Northern Storm have, Take Lantern was basically able to almost keep up and almost pull ahead in the beginning. And that's how they stay into the game. I mean, Northern Storm is a very objective-based team. That is very apparent looking at stats and everything. But, basically, Take the Lantern made them pay for every single objective that they took. But, Take the Lantern was like, all right, you're going to do this. We're going to take 2 kills out of this. We might, late game ace you. It might be a delayed thing. So that's what they did best.
And they executed incredibly well. I will point out that Take the Lantern did do a much better job early game than Team Northern Storm in securing those dragons and even getting a Rift Herald right off the bat before 20 minutes. So it was very exciting. Now, with this jungle matchup, CB, you had said that this would be the matchup to really make it. Olaf's performance was astounding. Menards has a lot to be proud of. Talk to me about that.
I think he was definitely the player that kept Take the Lantern in it. If there was a few plays where I think that done a little bit better, I think that Rift Herald he did end up dying for taking it, but I think the Maokai came and swept in and grabbed that. But Olaf play I blew me off my seat.
Wonderful. Could not agree more. Now, I do think we have Kokoro no Kage coming in with us. Kokoro, are you here?
Hey there, guys. How's it going?
Kokoro, I cannot say incredible performance in the mid lane, both games, but I want to talk to you about the second game. You won Vigar. You led both teams in damage at 41,000. What was your mentality going into this lane versus a Teemo?
I don't know. I wasn't really worried about it. I obviously Teemo top lane, so like I don't know. It just at that point it was between me and Teemo. That's usually just we're gonna farm until we actually join our teams to do what we need to, because neither one of us can get to each other. He can run away, or I can just cage myself out. I could have probably got a little more aggressive with him, but with an Olaf jungle, being able to run through my cage, I was doing my best not to be too aggressive and too pushed forward.
Well, you managed it very well. I do want to highlight one odd play that happened this game. I noticed that you had successfully harassed Olaf in the jungle with very little vision on your half. It would have been difficult to figure out exactly what camp he was on. What is your predominant strategy when you're looking to harass the jungler or to roam? What are you looking for?
Blue buff usually. I mean, there's one that's usually actually what I normally go for, unless I just happen to see him. But the only other time I did look for something was you can oftentimes tell when someone's on either Rift, Dragon, or Baron, and you'll see some graphics pop up, and I could see some of the little ground impounds that the Rift Herald was doing. Like, hey guys, he's doing Rift Herald. We had no vision, but like we weren't really able to all collapse on that like we wanted to, and I think he actually got it. But
well, you did a stellar job. Alon Z, do you have any questions for our stellar mid laner?
Yeah, what was your thoughts based on that Olaf pick? I mean, it seemed like late game he was really the only threat to you guys.
if I don't know, Olaf is one of those where I think his whole team needs to scale with him, because I know me and Varus were both concerned of him getting backline. That's what Olaf does, but eventually when we started getting a little bit of a lead, or we started getting more gear, I think we were able to outscale the danger he posed. So we were able to focus more on the people who really need to be focused, like their Teemo and their Tristana. Like you saw the very last team fight, he was like one of the last two people alive. He wasn't our biggest concern.
Wonderful.
All right.
Wonderful. CB, any brief closing comments to either this mid laner we have with us, Kokoro, or in general?
I just want to say you played incredibly well these last two games. Congratulations for making it into the finals. I look forward to these next coming games and seeing you guys hopefully perform as well, and maybe keep your streak going all the way to win the championship there.
Final question for you, Kokoro. Team White Wolf, Team Triple Strike. Which one do you want to face next week?
Either. I think they're both great teams, and I personally wouldn't mind seeing either one of them. I wish them best of luck in their upcoming games.
Incredible sportsmanship, incredible play. The total package with us here tonight, folks. Kokoro no Kage, thank you for joining us here at the Analyst Desk. Kenos, we're going to send it back to you. We're looking forward to these games, my man.
Yeah, us too. So we're just going to do a really quick break here, and then we'll move into our second set of the night. So please stay tuned.